Hello. So I've just finished my rereading of the novel, and so part eight is fresh on my mind, and I wanted to address one big question, which is this part needed? How does it affect our perception of the unity of the novel? And this is a long-lasting question. As I mentioned in one of the earlier videos, the publisher of the novel refused to publish this eighth part, mostly for political reasons, but he did claim at one point that it was because it didn't seem coherent, that there were all these extra motifs that were being introduced, um, like disconnected ideas at the end of a musical piece. And I'm not sure that that's right, but it's nevertheless a critique that's surfaced in a number of different reactions to the novel. And I think whether you think Part Eight is a an acceptable addition to the novel, or whether it should be included in the novel or not, probably depends on how sold you are on the Levin plot as important. The people who tend to be disappointed by Part 8 are those who really think that the novel is about Anna and that it should remain about Anna. Um, and so you'll see people complaining that there's not enough reaction to her death in the eighth part, um, that there should really be more lingering over that. I do think that there are moments of reaction. We see that, for example, in the opening scenes at the train station. Stepan Arkadich reacts to, or very briefly, to a memory of his sister's death. Vronsky descends for a moment into sobbing, as he pictures Anna's death, between the wheels of a train. Um, and even Levin's reflections on whether he should commit suicide or not, that's not an explicit reaction to Anna's death, but it is a thematic link. Um, and so I do think that there are attempts to link Part 8 to what's happened earlier. And I mean, I think it's Vronsky and Stiva in particular, these are not unrealistic pictures of what grief can look like. That you might have grief surface and then it gets shoved aside because you have other things to do. I mean, Vronsky is also going off to war because he's decided that his life has no meaning without Anna in it. So I do think that there are ways of integrating this last part, but really, whether you find this last part extraneous or not depends on whether you have something invested in Levin's pursuit of a meaningful life. Um, and whether you think that this is something that ties into everything that's happened to that point. Um, and I think this is something that we probably ought to talk about on Thursday, whether this is compelling to you or not.